Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This time episode 34 of the Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. And if you missed out on the last one, go back and watch it right now because it was a crazy run in the Stanley Cup Finals. We ended up winning that Stanley Cup in a sweep, which in the real world it's kind of looking like that might repeat itself. Florida up 3-0 as I record this video. They play tomorrow, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, 4-0 sweep for us. Conn Smythe goes to our captain, Josh Morrissey. We have some great growth from guys like Matt Svensson and Elliot Patrick and Sam Kennedy getting some X factors. But then we also have a little bit of regression with, some guys like, where is he here? Melvin Barker, perhaps, but he's on a great deal for 1.675 mil. We'll get into the comments here in just a little bit. We also have to re-sign, Zach Werenski, Nikolai Ehlers, some of these guys, if they want to come back. So it's going to be an interesting one. We have the draft in this one where we have some depth targets. But first, before we get into all that jazz, let's take a look at the comments and see what we are saying. So a couple of comments from Alex here. He says, first of all, Morrissey kills Zibanejad, passes the puck to Mills, who finds Kennedy down the middle, bar down on Saros. Zibanejad then proceeds to retire in the offseason. That was the play of the playoffs. Indeed, I feel like that's when all of our momentum shifted, and we ended up playing a little bit better there. Full marks to the captain. Thought he would start to decline, but no, not at all. Totally took full control of the team and led it like an absolute stud. What a run. Thank you, GM. No extra episode necessary. Yeah, so I did say that I might put in an extra episode there, but work has been a little bit crazy. I've been getting some stuff done, so there's no extra episode this week, guys. And he says, a little quote here: as a Sens fan, I'd be happy that we even made it to the playoffs, but what the heck do I know? Yeah, Sens, we've got it rough so far. We've got it pretty rough. But yeah, kind words there from Alex, and it was a very fun run and a very fun playoff experience for myself. I hope it was for you guys as well. Second comment here, we get some pro scouting suggestions. First of all, Jesus and Pyatt seem to be good draft targets. I agree with that. A 1-year extension on Werenski. It's still pretty tough to replace him, so maybe just give him a year, see what happens from it. Number 3 years for Wallstedt, as you suggested. I definitely agree with that. And then 50-50 on re-signing Ehlers. Maybe him or another third liner or something like that. But if we keep Ehlers, probably only going to be a 1-year type deal. So like 1 year for the next couple of years until he retires if we decide to keep him. And then number 5, this is going to be a fairly big talking point, I think, in this one. We should look into moving Melvin Barker for a similarly aged center. Patrick grew, Kennedy's in the picture. It means that Barker, he kind of lost his role a little bit. As things stand, maybe the lines will have 3 snipers on the second line, which is not exactly ideal. But I will say, trading away Barker is going to be tough. I don't know if I want to do it. He's on such a great contract. He's still 83 overall. I know that's not really a second line player, but maybe he'll grow throughout the offseason. I don't know. I still think there's a little bit of hope for him, so I don't know if I really want to trade him quite yet, but it can still be something. He's still going to have the same type of trade value that he'll have at the draft as he will on the offseason. So if the team's looking a little bit in need of a second liner, we can take a look at that for sure. But boys, I think we might just have to get right into the draft. There weren't too many comments in that last one there, just, congratulations and all that stuff in order for our cup win. But let's just start up the draft here. Even if the first couple of picks are up for grabs, I'm not going to go for any of them. And are any? No, they're not. Okay, fair enough. Dallas is getting some picks. Arizona and Minnesota, so a couple of Western Conference teams here getting some picks. Detroit, who won the cup 2 years ago, is getting the 2nd overall pick. That's going to be frightening for us. Well, not really for us. We don't see them that much. St. Louis and Jaden Allman get the 8th overall pick. All these guys down here. And we don't even have a first rounder, do we? I don't think so. So, yeah, and I don't really think I want to trade into the first round either. I think we're just going to get some depth picks here. I just want to see when our pick is in the 2nd round. Yeah, we have the last pick, of course. Okay, fair enough. Let's just see the first couple of players to go before I make any moves up here. So Lombardi, what's his first name? Pete Lombardi, power forward, 5-star shooting. Of course, this guy's gonna tear it up for the Arizona Coyotes. He'll be like a 50-goal scorer or something like that. Gustav Sergeyev, medium elite two-way forward for Detroit. Yeah, he'll probably be a good player. 76 overall, though a little bit low on that overall. 76 overall. Cooper Murray for Dallas. Again, a little bit low overall, but he should grow fairly decently. Then a 74. Well, yikes, this is a bad draft. This is a bad draft year so far. I'm happy we don't have a top pick, man. This is a pretty rough one. And then a medium top 4 Sillinger. Another Sillinger goes to Columbus. These couple of teams up here now are going to get some medium elites, I think. And like 9 and 10 is medium elites or something like that. Okay, there we go. There's Quincy. Guillermo Quincy is a playmaker, 83 passing, all this stuff. Okay, fair enough. Pittsburgh, medium elite two-way defender, Yurki Levo. What a name. Oh my gosh, what a name. Bruin goes 11th, defensive defenseman, and then a medium elite here, two-way defenseman, Mancari. Okay, fair enough. The rest of the draft, we've got a couple of selections that we're going to go through. Nothing really too crazy. I'll just show you guys any trades that I make and any picks that I pick up as well. All right, boys, let's see if this goes through. I don't think it will, but our second for their second and Vinny for a fourth, basically. So, I mean, Vinny and a second, that definitely covers that second, and then I'm just going to see if I can squeeze in a fourth here. I don't know if I will be able to, but what do you say, Boston sending you back to the East? No, not sufficient at all. I kind of figured. What about the 146? How about that? Is that fair? 146, rejected, too far off. Okay. What about 178, a sixth? What do you say? Rejected, too far off. Can I get a seventh at least, man? I would like to get a seventh. There's a couple of guys in the 7th round I would like to pick up. Rejected, not sufficient at all. Okay, fair enough. So it's just going to be Vinny in a second for a second. Vinny, a depth guy. We don't really need him that much on this roster. He looks fine, but look at puck skills, senses, shooting is pretty rough everywhere. Good physical, good defense, but just a trade deadline acquisition. Again, just a depth defenseman, somebody that we can pick up in free agency quite easily. So we'll ship him off to Boston. Actually, is there like an expiring deal or something maybe I can look at? Anybody matching your block here that you would be willing to trade? Not really, huh? All right, so what do you say to it, Boston? I'm sure you're going to be dancing in the streets. Yeah, we consider it a done deal. Fair enough. And then the next pick goes here as well. It is Crombeen going to Philadelphia. Yikes. A high top 6 defenseman going 13th overall. Yeah, the first round is just not great. Let's just jump to the next round. I'll show you guys the rest of the first round if you are interested in it. Where are we? Crombeen here was the last guy. So pretty standard stuff. Just mid 60 guys, medium top 6 forwards, or medium top 4 defensemen, high top 9, 59 overall. That's tragic for Calgary. Any medium top 9 defensemen here, rough for the Avs. All these guys are going to be medium top 9, huh? Low elite for the Canadians. We knew about him, but again, we have to be selective with our picks. So interesting stuff. We'll take a look at the first the first couple of picks here as well. Here's Coe, who goes low elite defensive defenseman, went to Chicago as well. Some medium top 6 defenseman, medium top 9 forwards. Tragic stuff here early in the second round. Oh my goodness. Then we get to the medium. Like this guy could have been like the, I don't know, like the 12th pick or something like that, but he goes in the second round. Nice to see. Low elite defensive defenseman for Chicago, as I pointed out before. And now we will be selecting from the Brandon Wheat Kings. Oh my gosh, look at this name, boys. We're picking him mostly for the name, but he's also medium elite, so we can definitely grow. But we are proud to select with the 50th overall selection in the 2031 draft? 2030 draft? I don't remember. I think it's 2031 draft. Jesus Elliott, welcome to the Winnipeg Jets organization, my friend. You are 53 overall. Centerman, two-way forward, half-star everywhere, but that's okay. Medium elite, that's exactly what we're looking for. Depth in this draft and good potential everywhere. Okay, I don't know if this is going to go through here, boys. We're trying to pick up a third for 2 roster players and a 7th. I don't really think this is going to go through. Maybe we have to throw in another, like a rookie, somebody who's like probably a fairly bad rookie, maybe like this guy, low bottom 6, maybe this low top 6 forward in Humphreys. But let's go low bottom 6. He's still 23. I don't know about this. 2 roster players, a 7th for a 3rd. No, that doesn't seem that great, huh? All right, we'll give them Stanton, a medium top 9, 78 overall player. He can grow to 80 probably. Wade Stanton and a 7th. And 2 players, what do you say? We'll accept that deal in Florida. Thank you very much, Florida, for that. Tampa picks up a 63 overall medium top 9 player. We get the 95th overall pick, and with it, we are going to be taking, hang on one second, Solomon Payet. He's from the Cape Breton Eagles of the QMJHL. Solomon, what a name. Sniper, right winger, 5'11", 18 years old, with the 95th pick in the NHL draft. The Winnipeg Jets are proud to select from the Cape Breton Eagles, Solomon Payet. Welcome to the roster. You are 59 overall. Oh my goodness. That's a good overall for a medium elite 5 years away player. 1.5 star shooting, 1.5 star skating, 1 star everywhere else. I will gladly take 59 overall for you, Payet Solomon. All right, guys, and with the next pick here, unfortunately, we are going to be missing out on an offensive defenseman who's medium elite, but you know, we've already picked up 2 medium elite guys. I don't like getting all of the medium elites in the draft because, you know, it's very unrealistic. Also, I don't know, he's already 20 years old, so he probably won't grow too much. If we're going to skip out on a medium elite, this is the guy to do it. And in favor, we're going to be picking up these 2 guys here, Gonzanello from the Owen Sound Attack, and Howard Quenneville. And so I'm not going to have to make any trades for my picks. 128 is the next one, and we're just going to take him here. I know I could probably trade down for a 7th or something like that, but it's just not even worth it, man. The trade values make no sense whatsoever. So with the 128th overall pick, we're going to be picking up Stanley Canzanello from the Owen Sound Attack of the OHL. You are, hang on, since we were the last pick, of course. There's another medium elite that went. You are 47 overall. That is classic EA stuff for goaltenders. Who was the other medium elite here who went? Yeah, Gentil. He was the offensive defenseman, 53 overall, 20 years old. I would much rather have Solomon, who was 9 overall in medium elite as well. So I like that. There's a couple of medium top 6 players here. I think there was another medium elite as well. High starter. Was there, or am I tripping? I could be tripping for sure. No, medium elite here. Novoseltsev, Alexander Novoseltsev. Yeah, 98th. He went to Dallas. So interesting stuff there. And then we're just going to simulate to the 7th round here. Again, nothing too crazy going on in this draft after we just won the cup. You know, maybe taking it a little bit easy here, but we're going to pick up Howard Quenneville. This guy is going to be great. I don't know if he's going to make the team, but he's 2 years away, low elite, and we're going to take him with the last pick of the draft at 224. He's supposed to go at 234. He is 70 overall. Wow, he can play in the AHL this year. He could play in the AHL this year. So a great draft despite the low amount of draft picks that we had. We only had like 4, I think we had 5 draft picks. We had 4 at the start of the year, then we picked up Pittsburgh's draft pick. So yeah, so not many draft picks, but we made it work where we had to. I'm going to sign on the coaches, sign on the scouts and all that stuff, and then we'll see who is in the re-sign phase, who we've got to work on. Zach Werenski, Alex Werenski, what the heck? Zach Werenski, Jesper Wallstedt, all these guys that need contracts. All right, so here we are looking at all of the contracts that are expiring. First off, Zach Werenski, how much do you want? You want 3 years, but for 1 year, you only want 10 mil. We have $40 million to spend, so this should be pretty easy here when we basically have 4 guys to pick up, so I'm not too worried about that. McConnell Barker here, he wants 1 year, 1 mil. He can be a good depth player for us. We picked him up off waivers, so let's start with Zach Werenski, though. It's going to be a 1 year deal for Zach Werenski, basically until he retires. So let's go 1 year, 9.5 if we can get it. I'm actually going to start at 1 year, 9 mil. It's like, I guess it's like 90% of what he's asking for. So we'll see what he says to that. We'll offer him that contract, $9 million to stay with the Stanley Cup winning team. We're going to offer Nikolai Ehlers a contract. He wants a pretty cheap deal. I mean, 5.5 mil. For somebody who's an 86 overall. Granted, he'll probably drop, but, you know, great player. He still has his X factors. He's 90 passing. He's still great everywhere. His physical's dropping off a little bit, but he's still a great skater. He still has great passing, great deking, great offense and defensive awareness. The shot blocking a little bit low, but yeah, he's out there for his offensive game, and he can still get it done offensively. So he's a great piece for that third line. Let's see what he says to 5.15 mil for 1 year. Let's actually go 5 years, or sorry, 1 year, $5 million for Nikolai Ehlers. Let's see what he says to that. Philip Tomasino, we would like to bring him back on a... I'd like to bring him back on like a 3-year deal, a 2 or 3 year deal. Maybe we go 2 years with him. 2 years, 5 mil, same deal that Nikolai Ehlers basically just got. What do you say, Philip Tomasino? You're 85 overall. That's pretty good. And then Klim Kostin doesn't want to come back. I don't know if I really want him. He's going to be like a fourth line player for us. Doesn't really make sense to bring him back. Yeah, I think Klim Kostin is going to walk in free agency. So we're gonna see him later. I don't think I'm gonna bring him back, but thank you very much for helping us out. With the Stanley Cup, he was on the team and he was a decent player for us. So we'll see you in free agency. We wish you all the best. We'll give $1 million to McConnell Barker here. Nils Iman, if he wants a one-way deal, he'll just be shipped off to free agency. We can get some 78 overalls that I'll just play for free, like Martin Kaut here. Patrick Hines will just get qualified because he's not going to want what he wants. Same thing with this guy, Matthias Ackerman, who unfortunately has not grown very much. Humphrey, yeah, the Targaryen, he's going to have to get qualified because look at this. This is why I'm qualifying them, because they all want one-way deals, right? And so that's why I'm qualifying them. If they say no on their extensions, they all want one-way deals, so you might as well just qualify them all. Rocky Bomick is going to get into the AHL lineup next year. That's going to be fun. Maybe we can bring him up if things start to go wrong in the playoffs. If we make the playoffs and Rocky's in the AHL tearing it up, maybe he can come up for some get some grit going out here. Now, goaltending situation, first of all, let's just sign Riley, medium elite prospect goalie. What did he do last year in the WHL? He had a 906 save percentage, 3 goals against average. Yeah, 40, 20, and 3. Not horrible. 5 shutouts. He was better 2 years ago, but last year was not a horrible year. Only 58 overall at 20 years old. Might not grow too much more, but still good to have a medium elite goalie in the system. You can just walk. You're a fringe starter. Salmonen, if you want league minimum, you want a one-way deal, huh? All right, sorry, Salmonen, you can also walk. Jesper Wallstedt, what does Jesper Wallstedt want? 4 years, 6.7. What about 3 years? Okay. 3 years, 6 mil for Jesper Wallstedt. What do you say? So Zach Werenski got 9 mil. Ehlers got 5 mil, Tomasino got 5 mil, and Wallstedt's getting 6 mil. So let's see what these guys say to it. A 3-year deal for Jesper Wallstedt at $6 million. I think that's pretty fair, and that's everybody who is expiring. Let's see what they all say. Some of them will probably reject and things like that. Yeah, Nikolai Ehlers rejects. He doesn't want 5 million. Zach Werenski doesn't want 9 million. Okay, Philip Tomasino, though, he is on board. Nice. That's beautiful. Clifford Riley is here for now. Jesper Wallstedt is... Okay, he wants a bit more money. Rocky Bomick's on. Bryce is on. Martin Kaut's on. Alexei Kinnis. Okay, so all the big names basically didn't pull through, but the depth guys are in. So how much money do I have? I have $35 million. Okay, so let's go 1 year, 9.5 for Zach Werenski. Let's see what he says to it. 500K more than he asked for last time. And for Ehlers, 1 year, 5.3 mil for Nikolai Ehlers. For a third liner, that's more than enough, brother. That's more than enough. And then goalies, 3 years, 6 mil, didn't get it done. Let's go 3 years, 6.3 mil, huh? What do you say? It's only 300K under what you're asking for, Jesper. Come on, just be nice with me, huh? Can you just make my life easy for once? Can you please? Okay, some scouts signing on. All right, hang on one sec. Yeah, all these A-rated scouts signing on to the team. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, when you can just give them the max contract and they just, or not the max contract, but the, I don't feel the role you have offered me is appropriate given my skill set. I'm not interested in joining with this job title. I'm a C-rated coach who was asking to be the assistant coach of the AHL, and you made me the associate. How dare you? Nikolai Ehlers is on board. Easy decision. Thank you very much. Zach Werenski's on board as well. And of course, Jesper Wallstedt's not on board. All right, fair enough, Jesper. You want to make my life difficult? Maybe we just give him 4 years. But he wants more money. Do we just give him 4 years and try to bring him down to 6.3? because he's getting the years he's asking for, maybe he will take less money. 4 years, 6.3. We give him the same as what he wanted, but we just give him an extra year. We can always trade him if he performs bad. I mean, 6.3 is kind of a hefty deal. But in this, but with the salary cap, what it is, I mean, we're like at the bottom of the salary cap with we're gonna have $16 million of cap space. We can sign a huge player. Oh my gosh, I just realized I might have to stop this video at free agency because we might be able to sign Connor McDavid in free agency. Okay, let's go 4 years, 6.3 mil. See what he says. 4 years, a little bit more than I wanted to give him, but I think he's mad because I'm changing the years. Watch, he's gonna be cheering through the streets. No, okay, wow. So there's just a dollar value. Okay, Jesper. So you lied to me when you said, well, if you're gonna change the years, you might as well give me more money. Yeah, you just lied to me because I didn't change the years. I gave you the same money and you still didn't sign. So 6.5, how many more days do I have of this? I wish there was something that told you that. That's another thing they have to add, man. Okay, I've got 3 more. I can offer him 3 more contracts. Okay. Jesper, you're making my life difficult here. 3 years, 6.5. Let's just get this over with. Let's just shake hands. You won a Stanley Cup with us. We want to sign you. 6.5, easy decision. Thank you very much. And that's how you do free agency. Quite quickly, boys. That was a pretty fast one. We have a lot of expiring deals going into next year. We've got oh my gosh, we have a lot of expiring deals. Holy smokes. So we've got Morrissey, Perfetti's expiring next year. Zach Werenski, Kyle Connor. Holy cow. Matt Svensson has to get a contract. Nikolai. So we're not going to go crazy in free agency, despite what I just said, because we have this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 huge names to sign in free agency next year. So also Melvin Barker, if he grows more, he's gonna need a contract. Shane Pinto's gonna so we're not gonna go crazy in free agency. So if there's a crazy name out there, boys, in free agency, of course it's gonna be tempting. We're gonna want to take it, but we have so many guys that we have to sign next year. So I guess we can look at all those contracts right now, but I'm not going to be signing anybody insane in free agency. I think we're just going to get to, maybe I'll get through like 10 games or so of the regular season. Usually I don't do that, but this has gone very quickly. When you're the Stanley Cup winners, you don't really have too many changes yet that you've got to make. So let's see, all expiring. What does Josh Morrissey want? Our captain. Oh, captain, my cap. Yes, we're going to wait on him. We're going to definitely wait on him. Okay. Cole Perfetti, let's hope he wants 8 mil. 8 mil would be not. Oh my, yikes. Okay, 11 mil for how much money do we have next year? 55 mil, yeah. Kyle Connor, hopefully he wants under 10. Okay, Kyle Connor, we get to save a little bit with Kyle Connor. That's nice. Matt Svensson, this is a big one. My guess, because it's franchise mode, is he's going to want like 14 million. I'd be willing to give him like 8, 9, 10 mil. He wants, 11 mil, huh? For 8 years, he wants 15 mil. He wants a 4-year deal. I would like to give him a 2-year deal is too low. 4 years would be about right, but 3 years is 10.9. Yeah, this contract's just crazy. We'll just have to wait, I think. Elliot Patrick, do you want a reasonable deal? Okay, Elliot Patrick, that's very reasonable for Elliot Patrick. 3 years, what we can do, 1 year keeps him as RFA, but no, we probably have to do maybe 4 years, maybe even 5 years. At like $5.1 million, we could do this 5 years, 5.1 with the 85% trick. I think that's very reasonable for a second line center. Think about it. That's basically the contract we give Cole Perfetti. We gave him an 8-year deal, but that was pretty much, he was supposed to be our second line center until Mark Scheifele left, and then he would take up first line center. And since he's taken up first line center, I mean 81, 95, 87, right? So if Elliot Patrick can have similar, in the first 5 years or in the first like 4 years of his deal, he's the second line guy, and then he can jump up to the first. That would be nice. Melvin Barker does not want a contract, probably because he's regressed and he wants quite a bit of money. Melvin Barker, I mean, he still got 59 points last year. No, 59 points last year. 59 points for a second liner is not horrible. Like, if you're getting 60 points as a second liner, that's pretty good. So, I don't know. Shane Pinto, hopefully he wants a decent discount. Oh, thank you. Somebody who's actually reasonable in this universe. Thank goodness. I might just want to give this to him now before he asks for $15 million. Wyatt Johnston as our fourth line center. Yeah, okay. That's pretty much what he's making right now. We can give him like 2.6. Again, these guys not too worried about. Dylan Holloway down to a 79 overall, unfortunately. He wants like $1 million. Okay, that's fine. What about these guys? Are you going to take a two-way deal now? No, you still want a one-way deal, huh? Okay. Anyways, we've got a lot of money to spend next year. So we can pick up like a free agent for 1 year, I suppose. Alex Ranford's back out here again. William Eklund is here. Oh my gosh, UFA. So Ranford is here. Kozlov is here. Offensive defenseman, 90 overall. Oh my god. I love my offensive defenseman, but unfortunately, he doesn't really simulate like one, does he? 45 points is his league high? Yeah, not ideal. Cam Arson is here, who we played in the first round? Maybe? I think so. Something like that. Timo Meier, power forward Timo Meier. I know Fresh is going to love a power forward to maybe be able to come here. San Jose has lost Eklund and Timo Meier and Cam Arson to free agency. Yikes, that's tough. Rasmus Anderson is here. He wants $11.4 million. David Jiricek is here. I mean, all those guys have people interested in them as well. Let's just go to UFAs for now. All right, so we could give like a William Eklund, like, 1 year, $15 million. He could be our second line center for 1 year. We could do this for sure. And then we would have, what would we, oh my gosh, this is low-key tempting. Then we would, I mean, it's just like a rental, right? It's basically just getting a rental at the trade deadline, but it's a crazy one, right? And we could, so our first line would be, what would it be? Our first line would be, say, Matt Svensson, Cole Perfetti, Elliot Patrick. Our second line would then be, sorry, no, that's not our first line. Our first line would be Matt Svensson, Cole Perfetti, Sam Kennedy. Our second line would be Elliot Patrick, William Eklund, Kyle Connor. Our third line would be Melvin Barker, Shane Pinto, Philip Tomasino. Our fourth line would then be Nikolai Ehlers, Wyatt Johnston, and insert another player for $2 million. Like, that would be crazy, right? I can't do, oh my, I knew I was going to have this problem. I said it. I literally said it. I was like, I don't want to get somebody in free agency, but if I can just get him for 1 year, no strings attached, it's not a prove it to me deal. We're not going to re-sign him next year. Just a 1 year. I shake your hand, you shake my hand. We'll give you 1 year. We're going to try to go win a cup with you. You saw what we did to you guys in the first round. Would this be realistic? We would basically be saying that we're giving up on Melvin Barker, right? Is that something I'm willing to do? Kind of. Kind of. And we're going to play him in a spot where he's going to be able to play a little bit better. Let's just, hang on, let me just run through this again. So, Cole Perfetti, Svensson, Kennedy. That's the first line. Second line would be second line would be Connor, Eklund, Patrick. Third line would either be Ehlers, Tomasino, Pinto, or Barker, Tomasino, Pinto. And the fourth line would then be either Ehlers or Barker on the left, Wyatt Johnston in the middle, then like McConnell Barker or Holloway as our right winger. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to do that, but that's a pretty good 12. I'm not going to lie. Pretty good 12 in there. I'm just checking I don't have any crazy unsigned players. Then defensively, we would have main roster. Hang on. Defensively, we would have, maybe we need some help defensively a little bit. But we would have like what? Stempniak, Shepard, or Stempniak Mills, say like first line if we're going to run with these two guys. Stempniak Mills, Morrissey, Shepard, Werenski. Did I miscount? Maybe letting go of Vinny was a big mistake, huh? I guess so. We need a sixth defenseman. Okay, so I can't give Eklund $15 million, but I mean, I don't have to. I could give him 13, and then pay, a third pairing. What kind of a defenseman do we need? Dude, Eklund is really speaking to me right now. I don't know why. Morrissey, Shepard, Werenski. So I need a right defenseman to play fourth pair with either Morrissey or Stempniak or, somebody like that. So I don't need anybody crazy. I just need, I mean, look at this. These 82 overalls asking for $5 million. I'll have to come back. Yeah, see, that's more like it. Offensive defenseman, Havlid. You want 1.4 mil. Your offensive defenseman, which I don't like on the third line. You only have 80. Yeah, you have 78 shot blocking, 81 stick checking. Yeah, not great. But, like, okay, maybe this guy, Addison. He's also offensive defenseman. Good lord, why can't I just get some defensive defenseman in here? Or two-way defenseman. Yeah, here. But this guy's 79 overall, so I'll have to wait for their demands to come down. But it's something that we can look at, like, one of these guys, a Logan Thompson, a Damon Severson, Lindstrom, Barron. One of these guys easily can be a third defenseman. We just have to wait for their demand to come down. So I kind of want to do this. Does this make me insane? Yeah, probably. It probably does. But this is GM mode. We're in a video game, right? As we try to make things realistic, but we could give 13.3 mil. I'd have $4 million left to spare, just under 4 mil, for a third pairing defenseman. Ooh, man. Oh, man. Are you guys screaming at your screens for me to do this? Or are you guys screaming at me not to be an idiot? To pick up somebody like Ken Johnson, who's, not exactly the same. He had 64 points. William Eklund. How well does Eklund play? 69 points, 72 points, 50. Like, he's not that crazy, He's a good second line center, obviously. He's 91 overall. Maybe it's his defensive category. Is he a 5-star defense? Yeah, he could be a great penalty killer for us. He can carry the puck into the zone on the power play. He 94 offensive awareness, 91 defensive awareness. He can be a penalty killer. He can be a power play specialist. He can... Oh, man. And he was on San Jose. But San Jose was actually pretty decent last year. He had 69 points, which was... I mean, that's probably... how much time is he playing? 20. Yeah, he's on the first line for sure. So with us, he's gonna have what? He's gonna have Patrick and Kyle Connor on his side. I mean, he's gonna be able to pass the puck to Kyle Connor and Elliot Patrick, two 5-star shooters. I'd assume his numbers would be fairly similar in the 60s, mid 60s. Okay. What about a guy like Ken Johnson, who's also a playmaker? Ken Johnson, 40. Hang on. In his last year in entirety, he had 64 points. The year before that, he look at that. That's funny. He went to Ottawa and then he went back to Columbus. That's kind of funny. The year before that, 66, 54, 60, 59, 62. Where's he playing? Is he playing second line time? Yeah, he's playing more second line time. So he's doing all this in second line time. So that's probably where he would be now. So you could assume that he stays relatively the same. He doesn't really shoot very much either. 163 shots, 150 shots, 138 shots. So, more of a passer, which is nice. William Eklund, I don't think he shot too much either, though. Hang on, let me just scroll up to him. I wish that this game would just be able to fly as fast as I wanted to. Eklund shoots a little bit more, but not the end of the world. I don't know, man. Or do we go with an Elias Lindholm, an older player? It makes more sense for him to want a one-year deal, right? That makes more sense for Elias Lindholm to want a one-year deal. But what if he tapers off in the offseason, Oh, man. I don't know what to do, boys. I don't know what to do. I kind of want William Eklund on this roster. I think it would be fun. He's got X factors. He's got skating. He's good physical as well. 5'11". He's a short guy, but he's a physical guy. He's a rat out there. He's always hounding after the puck, and that's what we need on this team. 1 year. I'm doing it. Whatever. I gotta have my own fun every once in a while. What the heck? Sue me, right? 1 year, 13.25 mil. William Eklund. No, hang on. 13.275 mil. That extra 25K is gonna be everything. Caroline is also interested. If he signs, he signs. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I still think we have an amazing team. We're pushing out Melvin Barker from the second line. He's going to drop to the third line, which means Ehlers might drop to the fourth line, or vice versa, whatever. I think we have a fantastic forward core. The defense might be a little bit suspect at times, but Eklund, there's your contract. If you want it, come get it. Come go in a cup with us if you want. I'm going to keep an eye on these defensemen. I'm just going to wait for their demand to drop because a guy like Severson, somebody who we're looking at in the offseason last year, or even a guy like Lassie Thompson. Lassie Thompson, decent skater, a bit shorter side. Actually, Lassie Thompson's not horrible. Yeah, not bad. There's Lindstrom as well. Gustav Lindstrom. Get another Lindstrom in here. He was drafted by Detroit, of course. They're always drafting their Lindstroms. Obviously, very different caliber player, but I mean, hey, you can't hold up to all the greats, right? I could also sign this guy just for depth, right? He's an offensive defenseman, but hey, he can get the job done if he absolutely has to, I suppose. Zajac here. Brian Zajac, is he an RFA though? Yeah, he's an RFA, so that's not really gonna work. Let's just go UFAs only. Who am I looking at? I'm looking at I guess they're kind of all older, huh? But Ryan Pulock, Lassie Thompson, Lindstrom, Barron. Barron is a good one for me. I think is he big? Yeah, 6'2". He's pretty big. Physical up there, defense up there. You know, again, puck skills, senses, shooting is not fantastic, but not everybody can be a gem. So I'm gonna go a couple of days here. Let's see what William Eklund says. What do you say, William? You want a chance at a cup? Do you want a chance at a cup, huh? What do you say? Here we go. This is the day. Nope. Okay. This one, next one. This is the day. I was extremely happy to accept your offer. Your cash offer was most generous. It really was quite easy to make my mind up about your offer. You used offer 3 times in basically a sentence and a half, but hey boys, remember what I said. This is just I'm shaking your hand. You know, I call you up and I say, "Look, William, we're gonna offer you way more than you're asking for, about 500K more than you're asking for. But here's the caveat: you're here for 1 season, then we're done, right? You can come try to get a cup with us, and then you're gonna find a job in free agency next year. There's a lot of teams that would be lucky to have you that are gonna be lining up out the door to pick you up. We want you for 1 season. Come here, try to win a cup. After that, we have some cap problems that we have to deal with. But for right now, we're going to go for it. Come be our second line center. You're going to get power play time. You're going to get penalty kill time. Don't worry. You're still going to be getting 19, 20 minutes of time on ice per night. We've got you. We're going to keep you in mind. Maybe you're going to be partnered up with some great shooters. So why don't you come over to Winnipeg? I know the taxes are a little crazy. That's why we offered you a bit more money. But here you come. You're going to come and score, get some assists, get some goals, and we're going to show these San Jose Sharks exactly why you should be on a team that can actually get it done around you. So, thank you very much, William. He understands. See, we had a connection. He understands. He knows what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build a contender, and to do that, you know, sometimes you've got to be in different positions. He's always been a first-line center, but look he can play the left wing. He can play the center position as well. Maybe he can even move up to that first line if he has to, right? So he's flexible throughout the lineup. He has 5-star defense. This guy, I'm telling you, he's going to be our first-line penalty killer. He's going to be on our second unit power play probably. Don't worry, boys. I know how franchise mode works. I've got my brain wrapped around this. Don't you worry. Okay. Next up, Lidstrom's dropped his price. He wants 3 years, unfortunately. What about like 1 year? 1 year, 3.6. I feel like I'm not really going to get much better than it, to be honest. Defensive defenseman. He's basically Vinny, right? He's basically Vinny. I mean, yeah, 3-star puck skills, 2.5-star census, 3-star shooting, 3.5-star physical, 3.5-star skating. I should have just kept Vinny, to be honest. If I kept Vinny, I mean, I wouldn't be having this problem right now. We could just play him on the right side. But whatever. Lidstrom, 3.6. It's not the end of the world. The only thing is he wants a couple of years. I could just go 1 year, though. Just have everybody on a 1-year deal. 1 year, 3.85 mil for Lidstrom. Or do we want maybe Barron instead? Do we want to try for Barron? He's younger. He can play the right or the left. He doesn't get that many penalties. Oh, yeah, he gets a ton of penalty minutes. What am I saying? He played 80 games. He was playing second pair time. He was a plus 16, though, on Montreal. Montreal, right? Oh, he was on San Jose, too? Let's take him from San Jose also. So I'll wait a couple more days and just keep my eyes on these guys. But, yeah. That's going to be what I'm looking at here. So if somebody offers them a contract, obviously I will have to offer as well. We're going to go to like the 9th and then I'll check. Okay, I don't want those guys. Artem Zub's kind of interesting. I know he's a righty. Let's see. Right defenseman. What do we have? Anybody change their price? Looks like... Doesn't look like it. Lidstrom's still here. Barron is still here. They're still asking for quite a bit. What about 1 year? 1 year, his price dropped a little bit, so maybe I can go like 3.75 for 1 year. What about for Barron for 1 year? What do you want? 1 year, 5 mil? So I don't have that. So yeah, Barron's going to have to come down. Maybe we just go with Lidstrom here. That's all we can really afford. I don't want to risk another team getting involved, offering him 3 years what he wants. Maybe we can go... Henry Muse is here, but he's obviously an RFA. Severson's still asking for 5 mil. Lidstrom's really the guy asking for the best value. So I mean that's not really going to change. We're going to go Lidstrom 1 year 3.8 mil. 1 year 3.8 mil. We still have $1 million to play with at the trade deadline. Okay, we'll see how that pans out. I'm sure he'll accept it, but I'm just interested. I don't know if that's the right move or not, but we need some depth defense at least, and then I can sign, you know, some two-way guys and things like that for the AHL team and all that stuff. Extremely happy to accept your offer. There we go. Gustav Lindstrom's on the roster. He's going to be playing some time in the NHL. Just picking up some fourth-line minutes. Somebody who we can somewhat trust, I suppose. And now all these low elite guys, we can put all of them in the lineup. So Hines gets in there. Gets in there. This guy, Pinot, he will get in there. Matthias Ackerman, we'll throw him in the lineup. And Humphrey as well, a low top 6 forward. Anybody else? Yeah, this guy down here, low elite. Of course, the Targaryen. Come on for 3 years, brother. No, 2 years, keep you as an RFA. 2 years, give you what you want. There we go. The Targaryen's back in the lineup. Let's get that show on the road. All expiring just to make sure that I haven't missed anybody who's an RFA. Yes, looks good. Goalies, we've got Milic, and that's it. So I actually do need a backup goalie, which I completely forgot about. That's not ideal, I'm not going to lie. We need a backup goalie here. Maybe I spent a little bit too much on all these guys, perhaps? Actually, no, we're fine. What the heck am I talking about? Guzda will take league minimum. Kakinen will take league minimum. Shilovs will take league minimum as well. Let's pick up Shilovs. I mean, this guy. Oh, is it pronounced Shilovs or Seelovs? Please let me know in the comments. But yeah, you can get on the roster, brother. 900K, 1 year, one way. Have at it. You can be our backup for this year. Yeah, goalies, you don't really need to spend a lot on your backup goalie. League minimum. Try to get guys who are 800K, 900K, a mil. You know, like this guy would be fine as well. Montembeault, 1 mil. Also, anybody who's like 80 overall can be a serviceable backup. Prosvetov, he could be a 900K goalie, all that jazz. And let's keep simulating here. Make sure that Seelovs gets on the roster. Humphrey, yeah, all these guys are going to sign on now, right? Okay, a couple more days, and we will see. Yeah, Seelovs is on board, Pinot is on, Hines is on, Ackerman, yeah, all these guys. The Targaryen, there we go. All good. Now I'm just going to sign the AHL team. Alright, so the last couple of people should be signing on here momentarily as I'm just going to sim to the next season. Jonathan Marchessault said no. Okay, fair enough, I guess. He wanted to go to Buffalo. He wasn't going to play on the NHL roster here, so it makes sense. Linus Ullmark, we've got him for the AHL, you know, helping out the kids down there. Fabian Lysell is on board. Don't worry, he's not going to be in the NHL. He'll probably be in the AHL, but he's also a decent overall. He could play in the NHL for sure. So let's just decline and edit the trade block now. Get all these guys off it, and let's start up the year. What is this? Year number 9, I think we're in? All right, boys, so the captain is still Josh Morrissey. Kyle Connor and Nikolai Ehlers are still our alternates, although I was considering giving Cole Perfetti an alternate, stripping it from Ehlers, but Ehlers has paid his dues. We're going to keep it on him for now. Maybe if he leaves, it'll go to Cole Perfetti, but I was thinking about stripping it for sure. Okay, these lines, this is my first time looking at them. They look pretty crazy, I'm not going to lie. But we got to go with what we were thinking of first. So we can get a +5, +4 combination. That would be gnarly. But realistically, our lines want to look something along the... Hang on. Oh, good Lord. I hate that it lags so much, boys. It's so crazy. Our line's going to look like this to start. Okay? So we have 3 lefties on that second line. On the second line. Melvin Barker's going to be playing the third line. He still has 5-star shooting. He's still going to be on the power play and all that stuff. But this is what it's going to look like to start off, okay? Melvin Barker will probably play first-line power play. William Eklund will be here. All these other spots are good. Scratched players, Holloway, Lysell. Sure, that's good for now. Defensively, Morrissey, Shepard, Werenski, Mills, Stempniak. Okay, Stempniak's up to an 81. So let's see here. Do we go Mills and like we go +3, +3. Stempniak up here would give it a +3 as well. We could start it like this. Give Stempniak some time to grow. He's listed as a top 6 defenseman, though. We don't want to play him too high, I don't think. Maybe we could go Morrissey there like this. Werenski. So we get basically we get a high overall on every single line with a lower overall. Spread out the love a little bit. Okay, it could be something. Goalies, we still have Jesper Wallstedt in the net. Seelovs is still at 81 overall, so good stuff there. But yeah, I'm really struggling with the defensive lines. Obviously, our lines in the playoffs worked very well. They looked something along these lines pretty much for the entire playoffs. Basically, it looked like this, which I would not be opposed to going back to. But for now, we could do something like this maybe. Give the kids a chance on the second line. Build some chemistry first before they move up to the first line. We'll keep Werenski and Shepard up there. I'll put Morrissey on the second unit power play. So, okay, all this stuff's just coming together in my brain here, boys. So, I think I'm just gonna spitball it, and we'll just see how it goes here. We'll do it live, you know, as the kids say these days. So, Cole Perfetti will move out for William Eklund here. We're gonna get Melvin Barker on this line here. Hang on. So, Melvin Barker is gonna get in there. Elliot Patrick is also on this line. So, Sam Kennedy, Josh Morrissey. So, instead of Josh Morrissey, okay, instead of Josh Morrissey, do we go with Corbin Mills? Okay, I think we have to. We kind of have to, right? Kind of have to go with Corbin Mills because we want him to grow. So, we'll go with him first. Also, Alex is going to be happy about it, right? Kyle Connor is going to move off. He's too old. We're going to go with Melvin. Melvin Barker brings down to +2, though. That's tough. Okay, we'll go Elliot Patrick then. Elliot Patrick, I think, has good chem on... no, he doesn't really have good chem, actually. But Melvin Barker... We'll come back to the second line. Patrick still gives it a +2. Yikes. Perfetti, Svensson, Patrick. We'll go... yeah, I guess Patrick can stay there. He's a lefty. You're a righty, so you can go like this. We'll make Svensson the distributor. Svensson distributor to Kennedy. Good. Perfetti can carry it in. Good. That works. That works. What is Matt Svensson? He's on his one-time side. Okay. Good. Second unit now. William Eklund will be on the second unit. Melvin Barker will be here. Nikolai Ehlers does not have to be on the power play. Neither does Tomasino or Kyle Connor. So if we can find some time for somebody else, that would be nice. Okay, so maybe we do this. We go Josh Morrissey, Melvin Barker, Ehlers, Eklund. These guys get the chemistry, but they don't exactly have the crazy, the young, talented players, right? I mean, Kyle Connor is still very talented, as is Josh Morrissey, our Conn Smythe winner. William Eklund, obviously, also talented, but then they're stuck with, like, Ehlers and Barker, who, you know, are very good, but not exactly... They're not holding the lead. They just have really good shots, and Ehlers is just out here for the chemistry. Okay, I kind of like these two lines. I'll start with those. Okay, these are going to be the penalty kill lines. So, we're going to go William Eklund. I promised him first line penalty kill time. He has 5-star defense, 91 defensive awareness, 91 stick checking, 87 shot blocking. Great defender. He's going to be with Shane Pinto, a two-way defender. He's our third liner, so it makes sense that he's out there for the penalty kill. Then we're going to go Aiden Stempniak on the first unit penalty kill. I know it's a bit weird, but we just want to grow him, basically, is the reason why he's out here. He's 6'3", he's got 4-star skating, but his defense is still a little bit low, as is his offensive category. So, want to get his physical up there a little bit. We're just going to give him some time on the penalty kill, see what that does for him. And then Joel Shepard, the defensive defenseman, 95 defense awareness. Look at that defensive category. He's great for that penalty kill. Second unit penalty kill, Wyatt Johnston, our fourth line center, is going to be there. Melvin Barker, want to give him some time. 3.5-star defense is not bad either. Decent skater, good shooter. Maybe he can get some shorthanded goals for us. Zach Werenski and Corbin Mills. Again, giving Corbin Mills a little bit more time than throwing him on the third line, where Josh Morrissey is going to be the offensive defenseman, and Lidstrom is there as well. Cole Perfetti, 4.5-star defense. No, just 4-star defense. Okay. 89 defensive awareness, 90 stick checking. Decent, very, very decent. And then, hang on, let's get the Sam Kennedy, hang on. Sam Kennedy, who has 5-star defense, 91 defensive awareness, 90 stick checking, and, you know, he has better defense than the defensive defenseman. Makes perfect sense, EA. Then, over here, I haven't changed these lines quite yet. We're going to start with William Eklund will start. I think he's going to be our main penalty killer that we're going to go to. We can go Corbin Mills, Stempniak. Okay, let's just keep it how it is for now, I suppose. Second unit, oh my god, it's so laggy. I hope you guys are not just, you can see this as well. We'll keep Shane Pinto there, sure. And then Wyatt Johnston, he can stay there. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Extra lines now, Eklund and Kyle Connor. Okay, what about instead of Kyle Connor, let's go, no, we need a sniper and a playmaker on every line. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, we'll keep it like this. Second line, Perfetti, Svensson. That makes sense to me. Third line of Tomasino and Ehlers. No. This will be a young line. How about this? We'll go Elliot Patrick and Melvin Barker. Elliot Patrick can be the center. Melvin Barker can be on that left side. Melvin Barker is here. He can play the left side. All this stuff looks pretty decent to me. 3-on-3, then I'll just make those same changes. Okay, we're not going to start with Shepard, though. We're going to start with Corbin Mills. Give him some 3-on-3 time. 3-on-3 line 2 can be Werenski. Yeah, that makes sense. And then this, instead of Joel Shepard, because he's a defensive defenseman, maybe we go with Aiden Stempniak, perhaps? I think that's, you know, maybe a bit of a gamble, but we got to give them some time to grow. It's still the preseason even, you know, so no harm, no foul, in my opinion. So we'll get these lines like this. I'll throw in Aiden Stempniak here, a very young third unit 3-on-3. That's totally fine. Extra attacker, we'll go Eklund and Cole Perfetti. Where is he? Cole Perfetti here. There we go. And then shootout is not going to look like this. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is what the shootout is going to look like. Barker, Kennedy, Patrick, Kyle Connor, Cole Perfetti. That's our shootout. Finally, we're done after narrating that for like 10 minutes or so. We get to finish that up. Now, I just have to go do the scouting. Oh my goodness. Got to stretch here, do the scouting, and I'll get back to you guys after the preseason. Alright guys, a pretty decent preseason here. We go 5-2-0, getting 10 points. Let's take a look at what everybody did for us. Looks like William Eklund had himself a pretty decent preseason. Interesting to see what this first line will do. 9 points for old reliable Mats Svensson, 7 points for Cole Perfetti, getting some goals, and Sam Kennedy, 6 points. Not gonna complain about that whatsoever. Second line, 10 points for Kyle Connor, love it. 11 points for William Eklund, love it. And 8 points for Elliot Patrick, but he had a goal in every single game, or he has 7 goals in 7 games at least. Looking third line, oh my gosh, if Melvin Barker can do this, oh good lord, I would be so happy. 8 goals in 7 games for him, 8 points for Shane Pinto, 6 points for Philip Tomasino, and then the fourth line, they're also doing their thing down there. Defensively, what did we look like? Zach Werenski, 8 points for Zach Werenski, insane. 3 points for Joel Shepard, only 1 point for Stempniak, 3 points for Corbin Mills, 8 points for... Dude, if Josh Morrissey is going to be point per game on the third line, this guy's just such a glitch. And 3 points for Gustav Lindstrom. Okay. So I'm excited about this. They are also, actually, that third line's actually nice because offensive and defensive pairings seem to be pretty decent together. So we will see what that's about. What about goalies? Wallstedt, 925 save percentage. If you can do that for me, I will kiss your feet, Jesper Wallstedt. Holy cow. And Silov's at 931. So that's a pretty good preseason. Now remember, preseason is exactly that, right? The other teams, they're not putting together their best foot forward. They don't have their best rosters. They're tinkering with the lines and all that stuff. But here we go. The start. Yeah, we're going to jump into it, boys. I don't care. I don't care. You know what? I feel like I felt like the draft was, super quick. I felt like free agency. I definitely did my little monologues about William Eklund. Should we get him? Should we not get him? Yeah, I know some of you guys may not like it, but he's on the team for 1 year. So shoot me. I don't know. Either way. Eklund is playing his old team, the San Jose Sharks. We beat them out in the first round last year, I believe. Was it the first round? Because first round was them, second round was Nashville, third round was Edmonton. Yeah. So first round, exit to them. William Eklund playing his old team in his old building. Are they going to be booing him whenever he touched the puck, or are they going to be cheering his name? Let's see, boys. In the first period... Melvin Barker, a power play goal. Philip Tomasino and Cole Perfetti chip in as well. Love to see it. Second period. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just keep the game exactly how it was in the first. No problems with that. Okay, hang on. Thomas Hertl, he goes back to San Jose. Remember, he was in free agency. He ends up going back to San Jose, and he scores their first goal of the season against Jesper Wallstedt. But Wallstedt having a very good game, picking up his simulation where he left off in that Stanley Cup Finals, and that's going to be a 3-1 victory for the Winnipeg Jets to start off this season. Wallstedt makes 35 saves. 3 stars of the night are Wallstedt, Tomasino, and Hertl. Very nice Winnipeg stats. Let's see, did anybody do anything nice? The third line chipping in. Pinto, Perfetti, Eklund gets a point in his debut outside of San Jose, I suppose. Although he was still in set. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Tomasino, Barker with a goal, Ehlers with an assist, Kennedy with an assist, Svensson with an assist as well. So all the big dogs getting some points on the board for us. No defenseman getting... Did any defenseman get points in that game? I don't know. We're just going to simulate a couple of games here. I don't want to go too crazy with it because I want to hear your guys' thoughts, especially after that Eklund pickup. So let's just go like a couple of games at a time here. I'm thinking about going 10 games into the season. That's a 4-2 win over Minnesota. Now Anaheim, that's a 5-3 win. Okay. You guys know how I am when we get winning streaks. The winning streaks, though, I'm not gonna lie. If we keep getting winning, okay, never mind. 7-5 loss followed by 7-5 win. Okay, we're back in San Jose here. We're 5 games into the season. Okay, so this will be 7 games in. Seeing Dallas. What's the 10th game of the season? So this is 7, 8, 9, 10 is up against San Jose as well. No, there must be a better one. Maybe we can go see. We'll go see Edmonton for like the 11th game or something like that. Nah, but I have to do the scouting on the 10th. Okay, so we'll see the LA Kings. All right. Fair enough there. Okay, up to this Dallas game. The LA Kings, that is a 4-3 shootout loss. Okay, but they're a very good team. Joel Shepherd has been injured with a pulled groin. And we don't really have very many defensemen that can fill in for Joel Shepherd. But I will say, at least this gives Corbin Mills a chance to go play some time. What is he? He's a +1. He's got 1 goal. All right, fair enough. The first line was killing it, though. What's that third line been doing? You got Morrissey has 6 points in 7 games somehow. He's a -3, but he's got 6 points in 7 games. So Morrissey will come up to this second line. He will play. No, he will play on the right side. We'll keep Stempniak on his proper side. And now let me make some roster moves because I have to fill in defenseman. Was it Hines that I wanted up here? I think it was. He can play either side. He can play the right. Yeah. Hines will come up just for a quick second. Let's get back to the NHL lines and let me sort these out. All right, boys, these are what the lines are going to look like here. We're going to go Werenski, Mills, Stempniak, Morrissey, Hines, and Lindstrom. So let's hope that all that stuff pays off. I changed up the penalty kills and all that stuff, so we should be good to go. How's the first line doing? +5, 10 points for, oh my gosh, 12 points. 8 points for Sam Kennedy, not getting many goals. Interesting. 11 points for the second line. 11 points for William Eklund. Only 5 points for Elliot Patrick. Okay, what about the third? Interesting. How Melvin Barker playing on the third line has 6 points, but Elliot Patrick playing on the first line has 5. Maybe we switch these two up. Let's just do a quick one, right? Just for a couple of games here. It's only going to be like 4 games. Why not? Shane Pinto 4 points. Philip Tomasino 4 points. Nikolai Ehlers 3. Wyatt Johnston 1. And Bryce McConnell Barker 1 as well. How have the goalies been doing so far? Wallstedt 893 classic, and Archer Silves has not gotten into a game. Let's get him in one if we can. Oh, let me get the Moose lines sorted now. Okay, boys. So let's get back to the simulation. I substituted all those lines. We're going to finish the sim. Okay, 7-2 win over the San Jose Sharks. We are 5-1-1, 7 games into the season. Just have to reorient myself after taking 15 minutes to do the AHL lines because, of course, they can't figure out a better way to do it. 8, 9. Actually, the 10th game's up against the Islanders. Okay, that could be nice. Is that a Stanley Cup rematch for us? Did we play the Islanders in the Cup Finals one year? No, it was the Rangers that we lost to. Then we beat Florida. I don't even remember. I don't even remember who we beat last year. Who did we beat last year for the Cup Finals? Yeah, it was Florida for the Cup Finals last year. Okay. I'm not going insane. Okay, Dallas, that is a 6-2. Oh my gosh, we are just going, oh, and now Stempniak has been injured. Well, this is real bad now. Okay, so Colton White will come into the lineup. He does not have much NHL experience, I don't think. So the lines are going to look something like this. We're going to go Lindstrom with Morrissey. We're going to go Colton White with Tyson Haynes. Look at their stats real quick. Colton White, pretty decent defensively. I mean, 3.5 stars. He can definitely be serviceable. Tyson Hines, 3 stars defensively here. Not as great, but he's 6'3". He's got decent physical category. How many games has Colton Hines played in his career? 90 games in his NHL career. And Tyson, he's played 2, and they've both been with us. So he made his NHL debut with us. Cool. That's cool to see. But yeah, that's our third pair right now. So let's hope for that these top 2 lines can carry it out. Right, we're gonna be Dallas in the playoffs where Nils Lundqvist is playing like 60 seconds. You know, that kind of a thing. Okay, we'll get Stefan Kreitzer up to that top line. Alex Hatcher will come up, and Matthias Ackerman, and sure, Vyacheslav Valentenko. That works for me. Sure, whatever. Okay, let's stop the sim here as I try to navigate these menus, of course. Okay, and we are on a 3-game winning streak. We are 7-1-1 going into our 10th game of the season up against the New York Islanders. Our division looks pretty competitive, I would say. We have 15 points, tied for the most in the league. But under us, Abs have 14 points. The Blues have 12 points. So it's still anybody's division early on here. But that being said, we're going to try to make our lead stand out even more with a win against the Islanders here. Yeah, no, they're an Eastern Conference team, but we would still like to see some dubs against everybody that we face. So, first period, 0-0. Okay, fair enough. Shots fairly even. Score is even as well. Come on, boys. Let's see some offense. Second period. Okay, we saw offense, but it wasn't from us. Tomasino got us the lead. Obekubel tied it up, and then the rest of their team just decided to pile them into the back of the net against Seelov. So third period is underway. Can we make a miraculous? No, we can't. We just can't. Owen Beck gets the 5th of the night. Cole Perfetti says, hey, I'm here on the ice at least. I'm trying to play, but it's not going to be nearly enough. And despite us outshooting them 38-26, we take an L, and perhaps that's why Seelov has not been playing too much. Yikes. 3 stars of the night are Caden Primo, Arthur Kaliev, Miles Wood. Cool. Winnipeg stats. What do we look like? Svensson had 2 points, of course, because this guy's always on, whether we win or lose. Seelov's had an .821 save percentage and 5 goals against average. Okay. That's a game to forget. That is definitely a game to forget, and that's the game we're going to end it on, huh? A disappointing one, but don't worry, boys. We're not done yet. Oh, my gosh. Cole Perfetti is on pace for, like, almost 160 points. He almost is doubling. He's almost getting 2 points per game. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. I went into the wrong screen again, but I guess we could check out the stats from this screen. But no, we will go back to this screen here. Remember, I did do that Elliot Patrick, Melvin Barker experiment, so we will see what they're like. And the first line is just tearing it up, but Sam Kennedy has no goals. I mean, he has 1 goal, but insane stuff. So, Cole Perfetti, 18 points. Hang on, No. We have to do it right. Every time, I always do the team stats, then the player stats, all right? So, let's go in the entire league. Where are we? Where are we, like 3rd, 4th, 5th? Okay, we're 5th in the entire league. Not horrible, I suppose. We are 7-2-1. We're off to a very good start. We have 4.6 goals per game. What is that, like 2nd best in the league? Yeah, 2nd best in the league. And we have 3.30 goals against. Yikes, that's high. That is very, very high. I mean, I guess we're maybe in the top 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we're right in the middle. We're at the halfway point in the league. Our power play is 30. Oh my God. Boys, that's historic. That must be historic. 37.5% power play. Penalty kill sucks, though. Okay, Eklund may not be getting it done on the first line penalty kill. Okay, so something to look at, penalty kill, but our power play is nuts. Okay, good so far. 5th place, I will take that. But let's try to get it up there, boys. Let's try to get it up even higher, okay? Now we get to look at the numbers from everybody. Cole Perfetti, 18 points in 10 games. He's scoring 1.8 points per game. That is absurd. That's like, I don't even know what that pace is, but I like it, whatever it is. Matt Svensson, 1.6 points per game. That's also insane. He's a playmaker who has 7 goals in 10 games. Love to see it. And then Sam Kennedy, he's got 12 points. And he's a sniper who has 1 goal in 10 games. Crazy stuff. He's shooting 4%, Sam Kennedy is. So you would assume that he should have maybe not 8 goals or 7 goals, because that's like a 30%. Cole Perfetti is shooting at 30%. Nuts. I get we're only 10 games in, so these numbers are going to be skewed a bit, but like Sam Kennedy's getting quite unlucky. Cole Perfetti is shooting like a god, so, you know, it evens out in the end, I suppose. Kyle Connor, he has 11 points in 10 games despite being 34 years old. He's just doing his thing. William Eklund, he's got 11 points in 10 games. Love it. Philip Tomasino has 9 points in 10 games. Holy cow, that's lovely to see. Zach Werenski also with 9 in 10. Shane Pinto has 8 points in 10 games. So that third line, when Elliot Patrick went down there, they started tearing it up even more than they were before. Josh Morrissey with 7 in 10. Elliot Patrick with 7 in 10. And Melvin Barker with 6 in 10. So interesting to see that. When Melvin Barker was on that third line, he had more points than Elliot Patrick. But then I throw Elliot Patrick down to that third line, and he now has more points than Melvin Barker. It's so strange, but hey, I guess that's how it works sometimes. So fair enough there. Ehlers with 4 points, but he's playing fourth line time. I mean, this might be Ehlers last year with us. He's still on the power play. But yeah, he's only playing like 8-9 minutes a night, so this might be his last year with us. He's an 85 overall fourth liner, playing 5.3 million or getting $5.3 million, and only playing 9 minutes. This could be his last season. Gustav Lindstrom is here. Wyatt Johnston, Joel Shepherd +9, but remember he's only played 7 games. He's injured. In Stempniak, he's got 2 points +2. Fair enough. Corbin Mills only with 1 point in 10 games, getting first line power play time on a power play that's shooting 37.5%. He only has 1 point, and he's on the point, so everything runs through him. That's not ideal, but hang on. We're not going to judge him yet. We're not going to judge him right now. I mean, we're on an amazing team. We're not going to say that he's bad or anything remotely similar to that. Yeah. Wallstedt's carrying us so far, 7-1-1, 901 save percentage, 3.0. And when I say carrying, I just mean he's carrying the goaltending tandem. He's not carrying our team to victories. I'll tell you that. These numbers are not exactly fantastic. Seelovs, he had that one bad game, but he's only played one, so let's not jump to conclusions just quite yet. Any rookies on this team? Nope. Any rookie goalies? Nope. Now, looking around the entire league, is Cole Perfetti going to be in the lead? Of course, Cale Makar is on pace to win the Hart, the Norris, the Ted Lindsay, all this nonsense. Cole Perfetti is right there behind him, though, and Matt Svensson is also right there behind both of them. Then Riley Kidney. Riley Kidney? What? This guy's 85 overall, and he has 16 points in 11 games. Fair enough. Matthias Michelli, Berkeley Catton, Uri Slavkovsky, Dylan Strome, Brady Tkachuk. Okay, all these guys. Interesting. Looking at goalies around the league, it's Logan Thompson of the Avalanche leading the way, and then Jesper Wallstedt is right behind him, but Logan Thompson's numbers are just far superior to Wallstedt's. Stuart Skinner even also has way better numbers. Gabriel Dagla has way better numbers. Aiden Hill has way better numbers than Wallstedt, and then San Jose's Ville Husso is here as well. Hugo Almfelt, all these guys down here. Okay, fair enough. Now, looking around at some of our good pals, Liam Carlson over here in Seattle, he is now an 87 overall. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists in 10 games for 7 points. He's tearing it up over here in Seattle. He also grew to an 87 overall, which is what I was worried about. But hey, we're still a great team. We won the Cup last year. I can't complain about our decisions, but Liam Carlson looks like he's going to be a great player for the Seattle team. He's on the last year of his ELC, so we'll see what they decide to do with him. Yikes, and look at this. Gabriel Velarde is picking up exactly where he left off with his slow start to the playoffs. He has 0 points in 10 games, and he's a -5 in Buffalo. He's also on their 4th line. That is a fall from grace from a former 60-point scorer to getting 41 last year and having 0 in 10 games. That is an absolute fall from grace for Gabriel Velarde. I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for Buffalo for us giving up. We gave up Gabriel Velarde for Sam Kennedy. We gave up a 0-goal scorer in 10 games for an 11-point scorer in 10 games. Yikes. I mean, we also gave them... Hang on. Let's see if they made the NHL yet. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at this. Gail Crabb is now in the... I mean, maybe he shouldn't be, but he's played 10 games. He's a +5 in the NHL. He's got his first NHL goal as well. And he's probably playing alongside of Brody DeMarchi, who's also in the NHL for 8 games. He's also a +1. Interesting stuff here in Buffalo. Wow, that's cool to see. Both of our drafted players here, drafted in the 3rd round and the 4th round of the exact same year. They're both defensive defensemen. They could be playing on the same line. One of them has a point, one of them doesn't, but they are a plus, and they are the only plus defenseman on the entire team. That's kind of cool to see. So they might have gotten a centerman who has 0 points in 10 games, but they also got 2 defensemen out of that trade as well who are doing the best on their team. And I actually want to take a look at their lines to see if they are on the same line, Brody DeMarchi and Gail Crabb. And okay, no, they're not on the same line, but they are the only plus players that they have. It looks like they're playing with... I mean, their defensive core looks pretty rough, I'm not going to lie. So these 2 guys, I mean, maybe they'll skyrocket in growth because they're playing above where they're supposed to, or maybe this will hinder them and they'll drop off a mountain. I guess only time will tell. Okay, so now we're going to look around the league at all these contracts, everybody on the block. So we've got Artem Zub out here in Anaheim. Could be a good right-handed defenseman for us. I mean, we do have a lot of injuries to our blue line, so maybe getting an Artem Zub could be nice. Arizona, they have some prospects. Boston has some prospects. Buffalo has some prospects as well. Gail Crabb's on the block here in Buffalo. Kind of funny. Calgary with some prospects. Carolina has Nesterenko. Nikita Nesterenko, a playmaker. We don't need another playmaker on this team, but he does have 2 points in 2 games. Good for him. Chicago, they've got Entwistle and Dudas and a bunch of other guys. Colorado with nobody. Columbus, they've got Jacob Chikrin on the block, 2 years, 7 mil. Pretty good contract, actually. Also, Alex Romanov. But, you know, we do need defensemen, but I don't think guys like this are the types that we need. Dallas, they have Guidon. Cedric Guidon. Cool. He's played 9 games. He's a -9. Yeah, no thanks. Rasmus Kupari. He's also played 9 games, and he's a -9. So we're not going to probably bring any of those guys back. Over here, Detroit prospects, Edmonton prospects, Florida prospects, the LA Kings prospects. Matthew Boldy out here in Minnesota, but that contract is just insane. We can't take that on. Same thing with Anthony Chiarelli. Montreal with nothing. Nashville, hang on. They've got Elias Lindholm. We were looking at him very briefly in free agency. Daniel Sprong, Philip Giedel, and then Chandler Stevenson is here as well. Chandler Stevenson could be an okay depth center for us, but we really don't need that right now. The Devils with some prospects. The Islanders with some prospects. Rangers as well. Ottawa. They've got some depth pieces here. Victor Loden. Is that how you say it? Victor Loden? I guess so. He hasn't played any games. He's a 78 overall. He could be something. And Seth Jones. Wow, Seth Jones. Two-way defender. Drafted 4th overall. We all know his story, but he's has a pretty crazy deal. Philadelphia has Morgan Frost on the block, Jake DeBrusk, Brock Besser, Nick Schmaltz, Max Domi. The whole team's on the block here in Philly. Morgan Frost, he's a playmaker, right? Yeah, playmaker. Very good player, but he's a -9. He only has 4 points as well, so let's not really go after him. Jake DeBrusk. We were thinking about Jake DeBrusk once upon a time, but looks like he's now played in the NHL for a little bit. But there was a year when he skipped the entire year. Yeah, this year right here, he didn't play at all, even though he was on the team in Arizona. It was crazy. Brock Besser is here, former Winnipeg Jet Brock Besser. He's back up to an 86 overall. Unfortunately, he only has 1 goal in 10 games so far. But he's kind of brought himself back to reality after having a few bad seasons with us. Well, not really bad, but this season was a little bit poor, and then we just needed to make some changes. So we shipped him off to... Did we ship him off to Philly, or did we just not re-sign him? I don't exactly remember. But he had a bad first season, but then he settled in his second year, and now it looks like he might be having a rough 3rd season with them. Nick Schmaltz is here as well if we want to go for a 2-way forward center, but I'm not too sure about that. Max Domi is here, playmaker, could play center, could play wing, Kasperi Kapanen and all these other guys. Down here, JBD was also their former Winnipeg Jet. I did not forget about him. Don't you guys worry. Braden Yeager's on the block. He has 8 points in 8 games playing 3rd line time. He's a 2-way forward. Braden Yeager's on the block here in Pittsburgh. That could be very, very interesting, boys. San Jose now with nothing. Seattle, Sean Durzi. Why is Sean Durzi on the block in Seattle? He's the only player doing anything on their team. He's got the most points on their entire team. He's an 88 overall, which makes no sense to me, but what the heck do I know? But fair enough. Sean Durzi's on their block. St. Louis, Tampa Bay, they've got Mikhail Sergachev. Crazy contract for Mikhail Sergachev. Then they have Chernak. Chernak's on the block right now, so if we want to go for him, I know Alex was saying to go for him. He could be actually the player that we need right now. We need a healthy depth guy, a big boy. He's a right-handed defenseman as well, so Chernak could actually be exactly what we need at this very moment. Jeff Skinner's also here. Jake Bean could be okay, but he's a big contract. Eetu Luosterainen could be a decent depth player. Michael Bunting, same type of thing. Yeah. Okay, there's definitely options here in Tampa. Toronto now. Nicholas Robertson. Yeah, Nicholas Robertson, sniper. He's done nothing in 10 games. Adam Beckman, former Winnipeg Jets. He's got 3 goals in 10 games. Vancouver now with nothing. Vegas, they've got Samuel Girard on a crazy deal. Brendan Carlo, no thanks, although it's not horrible. Alex Wenberg could be interesting. 7 points in 9 games. He's a +1, but remember, that would be us trading to the Western Conference, so not too sure about that. Michael Rasmussen is here. Big boy, Michael Rasmussen, 6'6", sniper. Jonas Siegenthaler, Yakov Trenin is here. Ottawa Senators legend in our last series. Now Washington, Adam Boqvist, Jackson Lacombe. Yeah, okay, some guys here, but nothing too interesting here on the blocks, in my opinion. But you guys let me know if I'm crazy and wrong. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I tried to make it a little bit of a longer one, get through some of the season. we had that crazy free agency pickup in William Eklund. I hope that doesn't divide us too much. Usually I don't try to make big moves like that, but you guys deserve a bit of a longer one after the Stanley Cup. And, me only doing franchise modes Tuesdays and Saturdays, there's a big wait between them. So I appreciate you guys being here. And I wanted to get this one out to you guys on Saturday. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. New videos come out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.